The following video may contain content that some viewers may find very distressing, so viewer discretion is advised. So a warm wishy welcome to Ceridwen's Corner of cold cases, crime, mysteries, perpetrators and divination session. So the person you see up on this screen is 45-year-old Christian Brueckner, and he is behind bars rightfully where he should be because he is a despicable, deprived, evil human being. Not really bothered if I'm pronouncing his surname correctly because he really doesn't deserve me even looking into whether I am or not. So Christian has allegedly sexually abused children from a very young age. One offence and sentencing crossed between the age of 17 or 18, depending where you look at the research, involved molesting a 6-year-old girl in a public playground, and therefore was charged with abusing a child and performing sex acts in front of a child. There is indication that his depravity started at much earlier ages though. He has had further charges that includes multiple rapes of women, including an elderly pensioner in her 70s in 2005, and allegedly bound, masked and raped and whipped her. There are alleged multiple offences and charges of sexual abuse, including oral rape of children, performing sex acts in front of and on children and young people. There has also been alleged reports of other whipping or some type of abuse or torture also committed on younger people. He has also allegedly possessed thousands of images and videos of sickening pornographic material, including some videos that he made of himself performing certain depraved sex acts. Many of his crimes have been in public settings, so he is a high risk taker. His hunting grounds have included Germany and Portugal, and with Christian being transient in nature and moving from place to place, there's also suspicion that he could be connected to other crimes in other areas. So, this guy is not scared to commit his crimes in places like beaches, holiday resorts, playgrounds. And, when you're looking at someone like this is somebody who acts on impulse, opportunity and urge. He is depraved and sadistic in nature, in my opinion, and I believe that he thoroughly enjoys torture and fantasizing of carrying out those acts. And, there is mention that he has shared some of those fantasies with some connections of his that have come forward, whereby he has described what he would like to do to very young children, which, has indicated snuff. And it is like this man should never ever walk the streets again, in my opinion. So also going back to the thousands of images and videos that were recovered, some of these were found buried under his dead dog. So, I feel there's probably most likely other sites that he has buried USB sticks or whatever else across various areas that he has lived in. And I just think he marks his territory. I wouldn't describe him as being intelligent or clever. I just think that it's by circumstances of where over the years, there hasn't been those robust systems in place of police and task forces being able to share information easily. And as time have gone on and databases are improving, more communication is taking place, and there's become more effective ways of working between task forces in different countries to work on cold cases. Those are the type of challenges the police have faced, but also this has worked into Christian's favour in getting away with all these crimes over a long period of years. So Christian hasn't been charged with the Madeleine McCann disappearance, who was a 3-year-old who went missing from an apartment in Predalou, Portugal, but he has been named as an official suspect. And then in that case, there's been so many theories, speculation, accusations. And I just really want to focus on Christian and to see if anything picks up on his involvement. So 3-year-old little Madeleine was allegedly asleep in her apartment bedroom along with her younger siblings, the twins, boy and girl, brother and sister, and the parents, along with a group of friends, had allegedly a system in place where, while they were dining at the hotel resort, they were taking turns to check on children and their welfare. So as you can imagine, there's been a huge amount of frenzy around this case, and I just really want to stay focused on Christian and to see if there is that energy connection with Madeleine in my reading at the end. So Christian has allegedly been linked to the murder of 16-year-old Carola who was found brutally murdered on sand dunes while holidaying with her parents in 1996, and also linked to the disappearance of 6-year-old Renee. In 1996, was holidaying with his parents in the Algarve in Portugal, and also allegedly linked to Inga, age 6, who disappeared in 2005, never been seen since. She went missing from a family gathering. So some of the dots that are allegedly being connected is Christian being in those areas at those times of these cold cases. And Christian has a string of other multiple offences and charges, allegedly of drug offences, theft, burglary. He's a hustler who has had side jobs such as being a handyman, having access to homes and hotels. He's been allegedly involved in catering roles, and there is note of him being a sweet shopkeeper near a school, whereby a caretaker allegedly fed back that the children would often be seen behind the counter or in the storeroom. And there is also alleged accounts of Christian giving drugs to minors at different parties to exchange or engage with in sex acts with them. So I'm going to be attempting to do an energy read on Christian and to see if I do pick up any type of connection between him, Madeleine, or Inga, Renee, or Carola. And I'm just going to see, if any information or additional information does come out in this case. So with that said, my disclaimer. This is for entertainment purposes only. My disclaimer is this is my spiritual perspective and perception only. This is not based on fact. Please do your own research and draw upon your own conclusion. And please do not spread any hate following anything that I share within this psychic session. So as many of you may know, I use different divination tools. I do not use this as a typical fortune teller with a crystal ball. This is a scrying ball used with crystals and light to help bring in extra focus, download of messages, spirit connection, images, thoughts, patterns. And I'm just seeking the connection of energy with Christian and the connection with Madeleine McCann and any other connection that I feel he might have with the other cases of the children that I've shown. So I am feeling, as I'm diving into Christian, that he was definitely a connected energy with Madeline. Now, I know this is going to be controversial because there's a lot of set theories on this. But what I'm sensing is that he was definitely around our holiday resort, but it was more looking to steal, theft, burgle. And again, this is another thing with Christian's pattern. He's an opportunist, so whatever comes his way, he's going to almost satisfy those desires when that urge takes over him. And I get a sense that he had broken into different apartments. I'm also sensing there's more than one breaking into apartments around this holiday resort. I'm also feeling and sensing that he went in there not with the intention of knowing there was a child, but I'm seeing that he sees Madeline and everything. That was it. That was going to be the prey he was going to almost just snatch and take. I see him sort of swiftly carrying Madeline. I see Madeline really, really drowsy, but I don't feel he has caused the drowsiness because I don't know whether, there's any antihistamine or something I don't know. But I just feel really drowsy, so she wouldn't have really had like all the wits about her, very deep sleep, sort of waking up and then just feeling too tired to really understand. And I feel him using this type of weird reassurance. And even seeing him walking, he's not even flinching. If anyone had even walked past him, I just don't even feel that he would even worry about it because he is that confident and used to doing this type of thing. I also get a sense that this is definitely something he has carried out more than once, and I'm getting the sense of him of doing this on multiple occasions. So I'm just getting a sense of that kidnapping and taking, and I think the police are very much spot on with when they're connecting the dots with these cold cases, because I just feel pieces of jigsaw are being looked at and this pattern is emerging. And I feel then that I'm feeling like he drove her away. He just sort of like drove swiftly, went, just gone. And I just, because I'm even seeing like a blanket over her. It's almost like she just asleep while he's driving and not even sensing any danger that she was going to be in. I just feel that there are certain spots that Christian has been to. And I'm just going to look at some cards here to just maybe pick up a storyline to get some more energy using my other divination methods, because I just feel that this was part and parcel of his fantasy, that these acts that were of the worst evil kind, he fed that nature when he had opportunity to. And it's almost like as quick as someone would, you know, steal something, like in a shop or that's as quick as he snatches. It's like he has no fear. And this makes sense with, you know, all the evidence of the stuff that he's done in public places and not even really having any care or concern for his surroundings. It's like in that moment he's just going to do it. He's a very self-assured predator, but he's made mistakes and karma is coming. And I am now seeing, like, when I feel the energy of the other young children that I've shown, I can see and feel that he has connections with them. And here, look, it's like that evil, dark energy, money, you know, this to him is like the side hustles he does and then the advantage he takes of situations when they present themselves. That moon energy is showing the veil of secrets, things hidden, that he is hidden. He is the monster in that closet. He has preyed upon Madeline, and I feel Renee, and I feel Carola, and I do feel Inga. And, you know, when I'm seeing these type of energies coming out in these cards, it is just showing the, look at that, the darkness, the thief in the night. I'm also sensing as well there's a female around him. Now, a female card came out just now as I lifted it up. And there's a female I feel connected around, somewhere around these offending times. Look, the devil, the energy, the guilt, the crime, the lust for killing. And these amount of coffins stacked up is showing me the multiple times that he has definitely got away with this stuff. He is a serial offender, killer, thief. He is so many things wrapped up in one person. And this has been a lifestyle for him. This is, you know, and I know I felt like I talked about that first crime at the age of 18, but there's probably been more. And look, this energy is like I'm feeling him carrying Madeline. This card is showing that type of energy that I'm sensing and feeling of what happened. And I feel as well that in some of these abductions and murders, I feel there is others involved in some of them, not all of them, but some of them there are other people involved. It's almost like, you know, these connections that he's made, and they find each other. This happens, and I just know that, again, very similar to other cases, the people, the circles, the power, the energy, the control of life and over death. And, you know, this is confirmation. Look, the coffin being bound and Christian, you know, enjoying that spotlight again. You know, it has been proven he liked to video or take photos of situations, and look, he just loves to take life. It's that desire that festers within him to take life away, but in ways that are so depraved that this guy is violent. And this is like the confirmation of like there are other people involved. Like I said, maybe not in all of the abductions or disappearances, but I'm just getting that general sense that in some of them there are more. And again, there's this female energy. So it must have been a female energy in connection with Christian that has known about this type of behaviour that he has, and some of the stuff that he is into. So I do feel there is a female. I'm feeling the energy of this female would be darker haired. Sorry about that. So these cards, I'm just looking for some like key indicators, simply to get some further validation on things, because even though I see Christian very much as like a sole perpetrator, in a lot of respects, I do see that there are other energies that he's connected to. And look, see, prostitution just come out there, so that's like a validation there. And then we have East, so, you know, that could be some type of clue in which direction that he may have taken Madeline. And the more I'm connecting with his energy, the more that I am feeling that he is connected with Inga's disappearance from her family gathering. It was like a barbecue type gathering, social event, never been found. I feel his link with Renee when he was missing, holidaying in the Algarve with his family. Now, organs. Now, I don't feel that there's North there. Friend. So I don't feel he is an organ trafficker, but it wouldn't surprise me if he knows of those trafficking circles and he says yes. And then we have neighbour. So I don't know why this neighbour card is significant. But you never know, we might have like double confirmation on that, and you know, maybe there is a clue there that maybe they should be, you know, looking towards a neighbour for maybe some evidence, information. And yet I do feel like you know, the connection of that abduction. So I do feel the police are on track with linking certain crimes to Christian. And when I look at 16-year-old Carola, I just get this, oh gosh, neighbours come out again. So it's really weird, that bit there. That's like a second confirmation. So maybe some evidence is going to come to light. Maybe, you know, in regards, I'm not saying a neighbour of his has ever been guilty of anything, but there could be some information that's coming out in some way that he's lived. I'm going to have to edit some cards that come out because I don't like to pinpoint unnecessarily towards people. And, you know, I will name like perpetrators or suspects that have already, you know, come to light, you know, by the police, or names have been made public. But I think, you know, I just feel for my own self, I'm not judging anyone else, but my own boundaries and what I'm comfortable with, I just don't feel showing certain things that could cause a frenzy of speculation could could be more harmful than good. And, you know, there's confirmations here about friends being involved. So I just sort of wanted to end and close this video just by giving like a little bit of an overview that yes, I do believe that Christian can be and has been a sole perpetrator in many of these crimes. However, I do feel that there could be other people connected to him that has been involved in some of the abductions or some of the crimes committed upon these victims. And, you know, hopefully with more eyes on these cases and more information coming in, more people are going to be held accountable for some of the unsolved crimes and cold cases that have happened over the years. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for those who are subscribing, following and liking. I really am grateful and do appreciate you all. And you probably don't realise how much. So have a wonderful morning, noon or night wherever you are across the world. And take care and speak to you all soon. And blessings from Carola.